Good job, everyone's awake. Yeah, so the idea is that we can take back control of our emotions in any situation, because and I learned this from a friend who's here tonight, Gayleen, and she talks about getting back to a neutral emotion. So it's not a high or a low emotion, it's just neutral, because in neutral we make the best decisions. Most of the decisions we make in our life are in an emotional state, and we're in an emotional state, and Jess is nodding here because she fights. And I used to coach boxing as well. And what I used to say to my boxers was, the worst thing that can happen when you're in the ring is you get angry. And the other person is going to make you angry. They're going to try and make you angry. Because if you're angry, if you're in an emotional state, you're not functioning at an optimal level. But take that out of the ring, and it's the same in our own life. Any situation where we feel ourselves getting emotional, and that can do, and a lot of us eat emotionally, to be able to kind of, and I'm going to show you how to do it, where you can just snap your fingers and come back to neutral. So you're making the right decision. You're not eating because you're emotional. You're not eating for any other reason. And I'm saying that when I work with drug addicts and I work with people who smoke and people who drink too much, we know that it's kind of binary thing. You can live your life without a cigarette from now, and it wouldn't affect you adversely. You can live your life without cocaine. You can live your life without smoking weed, and it doesn't affect your life adversely. But we have to eat. And there's much more, and you've seen it on our group, there's much more around eating than just nourishment. Look at the wonderful foods. There's a certain amount of pleasure in it. There's social. When we get out of lockdown of COVID, one of the joys in life is going out for a meal with people you love. Going out for a meal with your friends. And all those things are involved in eating. But it's about being able to say, I've eaten enough wherever we are. So Laurie was saying it earlier, and I say it to my clients, by listening to your body, and I said it at the very beginning of our group thing, if we can become connoisseurs. So when we sit down to eat, then take the time out to taste it. And two things happen when you chew your food a bit more to taste it. The food starts to break down in your mouth. So your digestive system works better, and it slows you down a tad. And I say it takes about 10 minutes for your stomach to register you've swallowed enough. And for most of us, and I know I'm guilty of it, we're eating so quickly, by the time the food reaches our stomach, we've eaten too much. So by becoming a connoisseur of our food, it will allow our body to recognize when we've swallowed enough food. And we can say, then we can take back that control and say, I've eaten enough, that was great, I'm going to stop. Like Laurie said tonight, which I thought was a great tip. Instead of saving the best to last, eat the best first. Because then if you've eaten enough, because generally she's right. If you're leaving the best bits to last and you've already eaten enough, you think, well, I don't want to leave it there, the best bits. But if you've eaten them first, then you recognize when your body's eaten enough and you go, I can leave that on my plate. So I think of all the things she said tonight, that was one of my favorites, because I'm going to utilize that. And so by listening to our body, and I'm going to say this as well, by taking the same attitude into your own life, so become a connoisseur of your life. As Laurie said, find the things we can be happy about now. Not I'll be happy when I create the body I want or the happiness I want. I'm going to find what I can be happy about now. So I'm going to start loving myself now. And what I said to Laurie tonight, and if you were there tonight, you would have heard me say it, but on my website, and it's free to download, is what is a thanks protocol. And when I did that and I put it out there, so many people often do it in different languages. I think it's in about 20 different languages. It's in Gujarati, it's in Tamil, it's in Mandarin, it's in all kinds of different languages. It's called the thanks protocol. And I want you all to think about it. I'm going to work it into my hypnosis tonight. So it's kind of embedded in your mind. And I want you to, and it's going to feel awkward for most of us, because for most of us to look at ourselves in the mirror, unless we're, doing our eyelashes or having a shave, and I'm talking about my eyelashes there because I don't shave. But, when we look in the mirror and just take the time out, and I want you to do it, it's going to feel awkward to start off with, but you'll get used to it. Take the time out, look at yourself in the mirror and give yourself enough time, because we can all find it if we look, to recognize the good within you. Okay, so you say this, I recognize the good within you. I care about you. I want you to be well. Thank you. Okay, so it's called the thanks protocol for that reason. I recognize the good within you. Thank you. I care about you and I want you to be well. And we say this to ourselves. And when we're working with our clients and when we're in a social situation, hold it in your heart and think it about the person you're talking to. Most of us, when we first get into therapy, and if you're not in therapy, you know what I'm talking about, but the majority of you here are, I know, that we're so focused on what we've got to say that we're not being human in the room. So by taking the time out to be a human being in the room and, you know, holding things in your heart, one of them is, I care about you and I want you to be well. But the other thing is, before you speak, just take a couple of seconds. I'm not talking about staring at your client for half an hour, but take a couple of seconds out just to look at your client and recognize the good within them. Now, when I first did this in India, and I said to them, look, I want you all, students there, so I want you all to take 2 seconds out to look at your client and just recognize the good within you. When that happened, because how often do we get someone who actually takes the time out to recognize that within us? And we had grown men in that room crying because the emotion that's created when someone looks at you and you know they genuinely care about you and they want you to be well. But why should we just aim this outwardly? I'm talking about from today, taking the time out, just say it twice to yourself in the mirror. It will feel awkward. And even get to the point where the person in the mirror is talking to you rather than you talking to the mirror. And when you get to that kind of out of body experience, something happens in your mind. So the words are quite simple. I recognize the good within you. Thank you. I care about you. I want you to be well. Because in my therapy room, the bottom line for me in every therapy situation is I want my client to recognize their worth and their value to the people they love, to themselves. Because if you don't realize your worth and your value, then you're not going to look after yourself. We're talking about creating the body you want. Why would you do that for someone you don't like? But if you love yourself, if you start to love yourself, if you start to appreciate yourself, then you'll want to create that body for yourself. You'll want to create that health for yourself, the happiness for yourself. So when we do the hypnosis tonight, I want you to focus on these things. As I said, at some point, I'm going to give you a post-hypnotic suggestion so that you can go back into hypnosis at any time you want, okay? So this idea of utilizing emotion, for me, and it occurred to me a few years ago, and I've been telling everyone about it, and I've been working into all my training now. If we can create emotion, we can give a suggestion that will stick. So we use it in our therapy room in hypnosis, but why would we not use that for ourselves? If I want to learn a language quickly, and if any of you are learning a language, or want to learn a language quickly, then the idea for me, and this is what I do. Well, I've spoken to Clara about this. Clara is doing, she's using hypnosis to teach people Italian, and she's creating this wonderful niche market for doing that. But we were talking the other day and I said, when I do it for myself, I think about someone I love. So I spike that emotion up. I would suggest you use a positive emotion. But if you're in a positive emotional state, then you can give your unconscious mind a suggestion that will stick. I want to remember these words. I want to remember this language. But in our case, where we're working to create the body we want, I want my unconscious mind to create this body that I want. Just then visualize it, picture it, let go of your limitations and picture it. Who's up for me showing you, demonstrating this for someone? Okay, Kathleen? Right, can everyone see Kathleen? I'm just going to spotlight Kathleen, if that's all right. And I'll show you what I mean by this. So Kathleen, who are the most important people in your life? Who do you love most?
My kids and my grandbaby.
And what's the grandbaby's name?
Savai.
Savai?
Yes.
Well, that's a great name. Okay. Is it a boy or a girl? Sounds like a girl.
It's a girl.
Right, okay, do this for me, Kathleen. Put your arm out in front of me like this, just shoulder height. And just look at me in the camera. And I want you to think about that beautiful little girl. Feel that love she feels for you, feel for her. See your own kids. Remember they were tiny. Feel that love right now. As you feel that love, as you see those beautiful kids, I want you to notice that arm's hanging all by itself. Imagine there's nothing you can do about that. And when you realize there's nothing you can do about it, I want you to try and get it down and find it goes even higher, Kathleen. I do not want you to pretend. Push even harder, find it goes even higher. Put some effort in, find it goes even higher. But are you hypnotized? Are you in a trance? Why can't you get your arm down? So push even harder, find the other one starts to lift all by itself now. And feel that force pulling it up. Are you hypnotized? Are you in a trance? Is that even your arm? You know, when we eat and our hand goes out and picks up the cake or picks up the biscuit, we think that's our hand that's doing it. Now you have a totally different understanding. Close your eyes, see those beautiful kids. Feel that love right now and understand with that love, there is nothing you cannot overcome, nothing you cannot do. In a moment, I'm going to click my finger. Your arm will drift down. As it drifts down, your eyes will open, have a smile in your face and a totally new understanding about the power of your mind. Get ready. That's right. Totally new understanding just how loved you are. Okay, I'm going to just take you off the spotlight. Right, so I want you to understand, you know, most people think you've got to be in some kind of sleep state to be hypnotized. We are being hypnotized all the time. And we're either self-suggesting or having suggestions given to us. And when we're in an emotional state, then those suggestions bite. So recognize that we can do this for ourselves. If we think about this, as you've got a goal now for your physical goals and your happiness goals and how you want to be in your life. So as you go about your day, every time someone or something spikes an emotion, let's say you're in a greengrocer and the attendant makes you frustrated in some way, when you feel that frustration, in your own mind, say, I want my body to do this. You know, just keep 4 or 5 self-suggestions, you know, a spiritual goal, a physical goal, a career goal, financial goal. But you should be ready with those in your kind of arrow quiver, if you like. And every time someone spikes an emotion, makes you laugh, makes you smile, makes you frustrated, makes you angry, remember to fire one of these suggestions at yourself. Okay, right, so I'm going to hypnotize you. Hope you're all ready for this. As I said to you before, if you've got something on your lap, let me see if there's anyone else that wants to be let in here. It seems a lot of people and not a lot of people on screen. So I'm hoping that. Oh. Okay, so I'm hoping now, as everybody comes on the screen, I'll just reiterate, that's a good word, isn't it? I'm going to reiterate what I've just said. I've only learned that word today, Izzy, but I thought I'd use it tonight. I'm just going to reiterate what I've been saying for those who have just come back up, have just joined us. In a moment, I'm going to hypnotize you all. I'm going to give you a post-hypnotic suggestion for self-hypnosis so you can use it. I was talking a moment ago about how we can utilize emotion. And when we recognize that if someone spiked an emotion, we can be ready with our own self-suggestions. So whatever that might be for your physical goals, whether your life goals, be ready with those suggestions. So if you're all ready to be hypnotized, just say, I'm ready, Freddy. So, right, so I want you to get comfortable. So make sure you're sitting comfortably. Whatever happens next, your chair will support you. Look at Izzy, she can't wait to go in. She's not even waiting for me to start. She's already there, look. You're a proper hypno junkie, Izzy. So look, the thing is, in a moment, all I want you to do is place your feet separately, place your hands separately. That's right. Get yourself comfortable. And when you're ready to make these changes in your life, or continue to make these changes, when you're ready to create the life you want, the body you want, the health you want, I want you just to take a deep breath in. And as you breathe out, just allow your eyes to close, but only as quickly as you're ready to create the life, the body, the happiness, the joy you want. And as I say those words, just think about the things that bring you joy, the people that bring you joy. See those faces. Even amongst this group, there are some wonderful people that you now can become partners up with and friends in this quest. Think about the joy you get from sharing what you've shared on this group, and feel that love and that joy right now. As you do that, just allow your body and your mind to relax. Imagine you're breathing, but you're breathing through your heart. As you take that breath in, imagine that breath is going through your heart and feel that feeling of joy and love flooding your body and your mind. Imagine you're breathing in calm and you're breathing out doubt. You're breathing in calm and breathing out tension. Imagine that's happening automatically as you listen to my voice. Every word I say is going to take you deeper and deeper into the most profound state of hypnosis, even deeper than before. Imagine that's happening automatically. Imagine there's nothing you can do about that now. Imagine you're just drifting down through space and time. Just for a while, nobody wants anything, no one expects anything. And there is nothing for you to do but to relax. Deeper, deeper, deeper down. Every muscle, nerve and fibre relaxing, just like a handful of rubber bands thrown on that chair, loose and relaxed. Just for a while, nobody wants anything, no one expects anything. Nothing bothers or affects you, nothing disturbs you. Every word I say is going to take you deeper and deeper into the most profound state of hypnosis. And just when you think you can't go any deeper into that state of bliss, you're going to find yourself going even deeper. Like you've had a bliss anesthesia. The mind just drifting now through time and space. And as your unconscious mind drifts into that space, my voice, my words are going to drift with you to become a part of your experience now. And some of you remembering those other experiences of hypnosis you've had with me, how it's felt to sit and listen to my voice speaking to you. Remembering the words and the sounds and how it felt as you drifted deeper, deeper, deeper down now. Imagine it's happening automatically, where even the effort it takes to be aware of exactly where your arms are positioned, or your legs, or the entire body now that seems to drift through time and space. That wonderful free floating place of effortless relaxation and letting go. Allowing events to occur in their own time, in their own way, as you drift as a mind. And that mind drifts without boundaries, without borders, without limits. Go out into the future, to a time where you've achieved and created the body you want and the life you want, the health you want, the happiness you want. Go out into that space and I want you to see yourself there having achieved that goal. I want you to notice the way you move and the way you breathe. That's right, step into that body, feel what it feels like to achieve that goal. The feeling of confidence, the feeling of achievement, the energy, the stamina. Look back to now and notice all the wonderful things you did along the way that led to that feeling. And you want that feeling now, and you want that feeling badly. Because now you know where you're going, and now you know how good you're going to feel when you achieve it. There is not a force on this planet can stop you from achieving that goal. That's right, feel it growing, that feeling of empowerment, that feeling of love, that feeling of joy. And as you drift even deeper, you can use your unconscious mind as a resource that you can learn from. Really have an experience, one that's satisfactory to you. All that's needed to build a good rapport with the unconscious is to have a line of communication. Sometimes the unconscious communicates by movement. And it may be that the eye reflex changes and the eyes flicker. That's right. Or the head moves slightly to indicate yes. Or a muscle twitches involuntarily. That's right, you can try and keep those eyes still for they flicker even more. It may be that the left hand moves all by itself and starts to feel lighter and lighter, starts to lift up and drift up as the eyes flicker, or the right arm goes even higher. Only the unconscious mind knows which it will use, because your unconscious mind knows more about you than anyone else. And so as you drift deeply into hypnosis, even deeper than before, I'd like your unconscious mind, search and find one thing that you would love to achieve, a way you'd love to feel, something you'd love, a way you'd love to feel, or something you'd love to achieve, a way you'd love to be. Let go of any limitations, like your unconscious mind, to make that choice. And when the unconscious mind's made that choice, I want it to increase those signals. That's right. Head moving, eyes flickering, hands lighter and lighter. One thing that you'd love to achieve that would make you happy, that would make you feel great. One thing that's of vital and utmost importance to your confidence, your energy, your well-being, your happiness. When it's found that one thing, I want it to increase those signals. That's right, eyes flickering, hands lighter and lighter. Even as you go deeper, deeper down, imagine you're just dropping down to that space of bliss. Imagine there's nothing you can do about that. Every word I say takes you even deeper into that feeling. I want you to enjoy every moment. Deeper, deeper down. Now I'd like your unconscious mind. Hand over those signals to the part of you that is responsible for achieving that goal. Your physical, your emotional, your spiritual, your financial, your career goals. The part of you that has the ability to allow that to happen, has the resources and the strengths. And when that part has taken full control of those signals, I'd like it to increase those signals so that you and I understand it's taken control. That's right, even as you become aware of that movement, it increases. And as you become aware of that movement, the mind automatically moves toward those thoughts and ideas, images that clarify most clearly for you the very things you used to do that used to get in the way. Awareness migrates toward things that needed attention, the same way animals migrate without thinking, without trying. They just seem to know when to go, where to go, and what to do to take care of themselves. An inner voice, an inner awareness that moves the birds, the animals from place to place, makes them restless, something not right, and draws their attention toward that uncomfortable feeling and sets them in motion. And they move hundreds of miles, thousands of miles, taking care of their young, taking care of themselves. No one knows how it feels to be a lioness or an eagle or a dolphin or a butterfly that suddenly knows the time's right for a change, suddenly knows the exact change needed. But we can relax, imagine how it might feel to gradually, suddenly recognize that feeling. Something needs to change, it needs to change now. And to know without knowing what needs to be done, to be told without hearing, by that inner voice, that inner feeling to do this now. And to have actions flow from those feelings effortlessly and automatically. Now I'd like to ask that part that runs your ability to achieve that goal. So go to your creative mind, the part of you that dreams and has ideas and makes plans, and allow that creative mind to run and flow and work, come up with lots of new empowering memories, times in your life maybe where you had to dig deep to overcome something, then you found that inner strength and ability and then you did it. Strengths that you've overlooked for a while, resources you've overlooked for a while, love that you may have overlooked before that you can bring to give you the strength to achieve what you want to achieve. And each time it identifies a new choice, a new resource, a strength that you can use to achieve that wonderful goal. I want it to increase those signals and take you even deeper into that feeling. Imagine you just dropping deeper, deeper down. Just when you think you're so blissed out you can't go any deeper, you're going to drop another 10 times deeper into it. That's right. And feel those changes taking place in your body now at the molecular, cellular level that will allow you to achieve that goal. Make whatever change is needed to your body, to your mind. And let go of every limitation now. And I want you to think of some of those times in your life when you have felt you couldn't do something, or you had a block, or you had a limiting belief. And I want you to look at that now and ask yourself the question, when did you make that decision? How old were you? Who were you with? Where were you? And was it even your decision in the first place? And understand that you have evolved since that time. And that decision may no longer be viable. It may be a redundant decision that you've been living with all these years. And I want you in your own mind, you can do this yourself. You're going to do it from today. When you're ready to delete that obsolete, redundant decision, I want your unconscious mind just to flicker your eyes twice. You'll feel it happening without you doing anything. And notice as your eyes flicker, how that old decision is now deleted. And as you're going about your day, whenever something pops up, a limiting belief, a negative thought, you'll ask yourself the question, when did I make that decision? Where was I? How old was I? Who was I with? Was it even my decision? And you'll recognize it for what it is. And just by flicking your eyes twice, blinking your eyes twice, you'll notice that you can delete that because you've evolved, you've grown. You're no longer that person when you made that decision. And you'll find your life changing now you have that understanding. Understand you're in a deep state of hypnosis where you have access to all your unconscious powers and skills and strengths. And from today, wherever it's safe and appropriate to do so, whenever you want to go back into hypnosis to tap into all your own inner resources, strengths and understandings, to delete obsolete decisions, delete irrational fears, anxieties, so you can create the life, the body you want, all you need to do from today is sit quietly in a safe place and repeat the word relax 4 times in your mind. And on the 4th time hearing the word relax, you will instantly go back into this deep state of hypnosis you're in now. From today, wherever it's safe and appropriate to do so, whenever you want to tap into all your inner strengths, to delete obsolete thoughts, obsolete decisions, negative emotions, you just repeat the word relax. On the 4th time hearing that word in your mind, you will instantly go back into this deep state of hypnosis you're in now. So get ready. As I repeat that word, you'll find yourself dropping even deeper into that wonderful state. Relax. 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 And now you're in that space. Once again, think of something you'd love to achieve, a way you'd love to feel. Let go of any limitations. See it in your mind. Picture it in your mind. Step into that body and feel what you feel right now. I'd like your unconscious mind to make that happen. And from today, you're going to find yourself moving toward that goal without even thinking or trying. That's right, deeper, deeper, deeper down into that feeling now. I'd like to ask that part responsible for achieving that goal for you, whatever that goal may be, to take these new choices, empowering memories, strengths, love, inner strengths, and integrate those new choices into your body and your mind at a molecular, cellular, neurological level. And when it's done that completely, I want it to increase those signals so that you understand. That's right, feel those changes taking place in your body. And understand that you can send your energy. Imagine everyone in this room now, 31 people, all that energy in this room, and imagine it's expanding into your own being. Feel it, that positive energy of love, kindness, sharing, and feel it like a burning hot sun in the summer sky. Shrink it down to a white hot nuclear ball of light as big as a golf ball. Pull it into the very center of your being. Feel it flooding your body and your mind. And notice your body cannot contain that. And notice how it spreads out from your body to the edges of the universe, an expansion of your whole being. Feel it, pushing out every dark cloud of doubt, every limitation, every negative thought. And feel that feeling in your body now. Let that fill you up, light you up, lift you up now. From today, whenever you want to feel what you're feeling now, whenever you want to use your unconscious mind, you repeat the word relax 4 times in your mind. And wherever it's safe and appropriate to do so, you will instantly go back into this wonderful state of hypnosis you're in now. I'd like to thank that part of you for communicating, and I know you're going to remember it thoroughly later on. It may be interesting for you to think about what you've experienced this evening, the thoughts, the understandings, the learnings. How are you going to use these things day by day to create the body, the life, the health, the happiness you want? Go with your unconscious often as you need to know that you're free. Free of the past, free of every limitation. That's right, see it clearly in your mind. It may be interesting to know that in that relaxed, drifting state of mind, where thoughts drift by like dreams, some enter the mind, some drift through the mind, some are left behind to be used later on. Others are remembered or seem to be remembered at first, but then become more and more distant, forgotten over time. And this entire experience may seem so far away, like a dream you had, you wanted to tell someone about, but just disappeared. As the unconscious mind protects the conscious mind and leaves those things behind, forgotten, but remembered too. Time changes too, so you'll know what a trance it's been. When you begin to know that what seemed to be a short time turned out to be a long time, or what seemed a long time was really no time at all. So as you drift in that wonderful space, go with your unconscious often as you need to know that you're free. Only when the unconscious mind knows and has made those changes and allows the conscious mind to accept the changes made. Because in a while I'm going to count to 10. Every suggestion I've given you, you'll act upon without thinking or trying. At a molecular, cellular, neurological levels, now your reality. On 8, your eyes will open, you're going to feel incredible. You'll see things differently. You'll experience life differently. And you will become a connoisseur of life. And enjoy every moment. Be happy right here in this present moment, knowing you're loved, knowing you're doing brilliant work. Feel it now. And on 10, that feeling of empowerment is going to grow stronger day by day. As you continue to create the life you want, the body you want, the health you want, because now it belongs to you and you are worth doing it for. From today, if you ever doubt yourself in any way, if anyone tries to place any doubt on you, it will be as if I'm standing right beside you with my arm around your shoulder. Imagine that now, and you can feel my arm around your shoulder. You can feel my energy and my strength flooding into your body. Feel it now. From today, if you ever doubt yourself, anyone tries to place any doubt on you, it will be as if I'm standing right beside you with my arm around your shoulder, whispering in your ear, you are incredible. And there is nothing you cannot achieve. And you know that I believe it. You know that it's true. Every limitation drops away right here, right now. So as I count to 10, on 8, your eyes will open. You're going to feel incredible. On 10, that feeling of empowerment is going to grow stronger day by day. As you work in an enjoyable, fun way to creating that life you want. And know that you absolutely can do it. Because now you know where you're going. Now you know how good you'll feel when you get there. There's not a force on this planet that's going to keep you from achieving it. 1, feeling absolutely wonderful. 2, to achieve all the things you want to achieve in your life, do it fearlessly. 3, a feeling of freedom from every limiting belief that was ever placed on you, that ever held you back. 4, feel the force of that energy and love flooding your body and your mind now. 5, feeling incredibly alive. 6, 7, 8, eyes opening, feeling absolutely incredible. 9, 10. There's a few people still trying to come back up. Well, look, you can, if you've got any questions, please ask and I will answer them if I can. But I hope you enjoyed this evening. I'm going to be running these every day. I said it, now I've got to do it. But unless anything else comes up, yeah, I have these thoughts and my mouth works before I think it through too much, and then it's out there and it's done and I'm committed. Like my 24-hour marathon with a trance aid. So look, I hope you're enjoying yourself in this little group. If you, last week when we did the thing last week, we buddied up. So if you haven't contacted your buddy yet, then try and do it. Just see how they're getting on, encourage them, and you know, just let's work together. You know, have some fun doing this. As I said at the very beginning, let this be fun. We've got some fantastic people. I'm lucky enough to know some incredible people, and I'm talking them all into, hypnotizing them all into it. They don't want to do it. None of them want to do this, but I'm hypnotizing them into doing it. So we've got Jessica doing the kickboxing lessons. We've got Tatiana Parsons doing the yoga. We've got Marina Costina. She's going to be doing belly dancing on Friday. I'm looking forward to that. That's my excuse for eating Laurie's carrot cake for the last week. You know, I need to increase my belly size. So I've been stuffing her cake like mad so I can get a bit of belly dancing in. And then we've got this Coco, yeah, something a second name, Coco Bongo. It's a real name, strangely enough, and she's a world-class hula hooper. So get your hula hoops out. You know what I'm trying to do. I can see, like Greta's already got hers. I can see it. She's smiling all over her face. And so let's have some fun together. Let's keep encouraging each other. Keep working together. Make it fun, and then when we get to where we're going to go, we can stay there. All right, so look, I'm going to say goodbye to you all. Thanks for joining me. Nice to see you. And ask yourself the question as you go through the week. Whenever a negative thought comes up, when did I make that decision? And think about it. How old was I? Where was I? Who was I with? Was it even my decision? And recognize that if it's an obsolete decision that's no longer of any use, when you made it, bear in mind, when you made that decision, you were doing it with the knowledge you had then and the strength you had then. So recognize that you've grown and you've evolved, and say, right, if it's obsolete, I don't need that decision anymore, delete it. You just do this, all right? If you've got a lot to delete, you're going to look pretty stupid, but you know, don't do it like one after the other. But you know, as you're going about your day, just no one has to know you're doing it. Just okay, that thought came up, delete. And then just till you get into where you are now on the decisions you're making right here in this moment with the strength and understanding you have now, okay? And look in the mirror and say the words, I recognize the good within you. Thank you. I care about you. I want you to be well. Aim it at yourself because you are worth it, okay? Well, have a lovely evening, day, morning, wherever you are in the world. And I'm about tomorrow as well. So if you want to join me, I'll think of something else to say. All right, take care.
Thanks, Freddy.
I'll see you all again soon. All right, bye.
Thank you, Freddie.
Thank you. Take care. Nice to see you all.